estate enthusiasts, welcome to The Closing Table, hosted by entrepreneur, published author, and founder of Inspired Title Group, Dru Wischhover. Joining Dru is his co-host, the always smiling director of operations and title guru, Aimee Maley. Every week, they're dishing out laughter, game-changing tips, and the latest industry trends, as well as the occasional visit from real estate professionals. No matter where you are in your real estate journey, we've got you covered. So don't just sit there, pull up a chair, have a seat, and join us at The Closing Table. You hear that? That's actual rain, Aim.
Is it rain?
Holy cow. Welcome. Hey, everybody. I am Dru Wischhover. I am the president and CEO of Inspired Title Group. I'm super happy to be here. And as always, I am here with my amazing co-host, Aimee.
Hi, everybody. Aimee Maley here, director of operations and the title guru here at Inspired Title Group. Let's hear it for the incredible listeners joining us today, because you guys are the real VIPs here.
Yes, you are. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for taking some time and tuning in today. I think we got a lot to chat about. We got a lot going on, don't we, Aim? It's kind of crazy.
Shocking. I'm going to say it again.
Shocking.
What is my favorite way to describe our show?
Shocking.
No, jam-packed, but close.
Jam-packed. Yes, that's all good.
So our ABCs of title are cruising along, and we are all the way to the letter K, which was, we had some fun discussions trying to come up with a couple K words. So we're going to be talking about the Kickout Clause and about kickbacks.
We are.
And what they are and how we do or do not do them, because obviously we do not.
Right. We don't.
And we are also going to be joined by Rich, he was on our live stream when we were doing it a handful of times. So he's kind of been in our corner for the last handful of years. And it's so great that he made time out of his busy schedule, because they have a huge event coming up that he's going to enlighten us about. And we are going to talk about our give back and how we are doing with our goal that we set for ourselves in the beginning of the year. So stay tuned. We got a lot going on today, guys.
Ooh, that is a lot of stuff.
I feel like you give me that because you're hoping that I'm going to choke on my own tongue a couple
times.
No,
like it's like I give it to you because you just rattle through it so eloquently. It's just absolutely awesome. So I mean, like you said, every week it's jam-packed. There's a lot going on. So are you ready for this?
Me?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, cool.
Are you guys?
I hope so.
Ryan, are you ready?
Ryan, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Attaboy. So whether you guys are a first-time home owner or you're a seasoned veteran, this episode, I know, and I'm confident, is going to have something for you guys. So do us a favor. Grab a cup of coffee, grab your favorite beverage, pull up a chair, and we're going to get started here, because everybody, it's time to open up our discussion at
the closing table.
Well, you started out the intro with how difficult it was to find something in the title world that starts with the letter K.
Like, so much to the point where we're actually like, maybe we just sit here and say, and in the letter K, and sit silently for a couple seconds.
I'm just done. Yeah.
But no, because it's a challenge and we live up to challenges. We do not hide from challenges.
Right on.
So we were like, let's do it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to start by talking about a kickout clause.
This is cool because, I mean, obviously being a new realtor, this is something that is probably, in your wheelhouse as well.
Sure. And it's something, total transparency, I didn't even know was a real thing until
an option.
Yeah. So what it actually is, a kickout clause is also known as a bump clause, bump, B-U-M-P.
Okay.
Or the first right of refusal clause. And it's a stipulation in contract that allows a seller to keep their house listed, keep a house on the market, even after an offer is accepted.
Okay.
And it gives the seller the right to, I'm putting up quotes in case you're not
just listening. Air quotes are flying.
Kick out the current offer if they receive a better one before the deal actually closes.
So is that's in the contract, or is that in the agreement with the realtor and the...
It's a clause in the contract.
Interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I guess then when I think about it, is it pretty much just, when you go on Redfin,
right?
They say a house is contingent, but they still say it's like open to showings.
Yeah.
So it's like this just a way of kind of putting a term to what that actually means.
Yeah, because so as you folks may or may not know, when a house goes contingent, meaning it's got an offer, that usually deters people from going to look at it anymore, right? Well, in the instance that somebody goes, well, I don't care because I'm going to come in with a cash offer, maybe.
And that's you. Yes, you
right?
are. Continue.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe it is contingent on the fact that they're going to get financing, or they have to sell something else,
Correct.
or whatever the case is. But you can bump that contingency by coming in with a stronger offer, which is, okay, I'm coming in with cash and I don't need any time to get financing. So therefore I'm ahead of you. So the only way that that person now has the first right to come back is they've got to come in with a cash offer to say.
Correct. So the original buyer, so once this happens, the original buyer needs to get notified within 24 to 72 hours. Is usually like the quote unquote time frame.
Right.
But you also have a realtor also has to give that original buyer the chance to up their offer.
Yes.
Whether it's like they want to try to come in at a higher price or, remove contingencies or something.
Right.
So that is also part of the quote unquote, it's back, kickout clause, that it's not just assumed or just not taken away completely. You have to give them the option to try again if they want to.
And I think it's good to understand that this further drives home the message that is kind of buzzing in the industry today is communication. Like everything is a negotiation or
a conversation.
It really is. It's percentages to now, somebody just bumped me out of my contract or my space of that contingency. So that means I lose? Well, no. If you can't do A, B, or C, then yes, you may lose the option to buy that home. However, if you can firm up on your offer or better it to entice the seller to saying, okay, I'm going to keep the contingency because they offered me more money.
Right. Or, hey, this contract was originally written in a contingency, but I just sold my house.
Right.
So I no longer have to worry about this contingency of it being under contract or not.
And it all goes away.
And I feel like, especially in a market like this, when everything is constantly changing and evolving and, moving quickly, that, this is an option that people are using more than.
Yeah. It's weird because we talked so often about it a couple different shows ago that the realities of the inventory being low, but the buyers being high, and then multiple offers and things like that. I don't know that something like this is applicable in this current market state because it's just a rush for the top.
It's legitimately right now. It is. Yes. It is. Hey, we're going to an open house. We have 7 offers already. So if you're not ready to fill one in by the end of the day,
bring the contract with you as you walk through the house because, you're going to hand it.
So sick of hearing that when Joe and I were looking at houses. It was, I wanted to flick somebody in the nostrils.
What did you exactly hear though?
It was like I would walk in there with open house going on, 40 people in there and, a kid, sorry, not a kid, a realtor that looked like he was 7 was like, oh, ma'am, please don't call me ma'am. I'm not 90. Just so you know, this, we have about 7 offers on this house already. So you're going to need to come in by 5:00 tonight with your highest and best.
Right.
And I was like, bro, I walked in the front door. Like I haven't even seen the house yet, but you're asking me to put a highest and best in right now.
Yeah.
And it was so stressful. I'm a browser. I'm a person that puts, 75 items in an Amazon cart and then slowly like deletes them.
Yeah.
It just ends up buying 5 things. So like, I'm not good with pressure of buy this now or put an offer now.
No,
it doesn't work well for me.
Yeah. I mean, I've even seen that in the business space. I mean, it's, some people are okay to operate under that. And some people are just like that. This is too much. And I just want to get out. And to that total point, that is the current climate of what we live in. What did it take you? It took you a couple years to.
It was 1.5 years. And then we ended up building.
Yeah. And speaking to that, like, why? Because there was no inventory, right?
The inventory was so low.
Yeah.
It was crazy. My, God love Joe, but he always calls them used houses.
Right.
I was like, Joe, they're pre-owned or pre-loved.
Yeah.
Don't call it. It's not a used car.
Yeah.
It's not a used home.
It doesn't depreciate like the car does.
No. Yeah.
Right.
Go drive your zippy car, Joe.
Zippy car.
But yeah, so that is what a
Love it.
kick-out clause is.
Yeah, love it. I hopefully that was enlightening. I'm gonna turn this in a little bit more kind of deep in taking a dive into what we're seeing in an industry that is very competitive and very difficult, which is the kickbacks. And it's a word in the title business that is very, very frowned upon, and it's a very, very hard thing to police. It's similar to the word steering in real estate, where a kickback is nothing more than a title company or a title agent paying somebody else in the industry a fee for the opportunity to have that business and earn that client. So my example that I often give I wish I was making it up, and I wish it wasn't truth, but a realtor says, why should we work with Inspired Title? Because I'm getting a great deal from the title company I'm currently working with. And, the naivety of me sets in and says, oh, your pricing and they're doing a good job. Oh no, they send them to Hawaii every year, him and his family, for the business. What? So that's the epitome of kickback. I mean, that is the loudest and largest example, but I wish I was not lying. I mean, I wish I was, this was a lie, because it's not, it's truth. That we had a sales rep who worked for us and was inundated with the question of, so why should I leave my current title company and come and utilize Inspired Title? And she's like, they're great. They're giving back. We're customer service. We're going to go above and beyond.
Boutique title company, hand holding,
family owned.
Yes.
I mean, all the things that you think in that we stand behind, that we're so proud of, that we each and every day live and breathe. And then she's reporting to us that, well, these folks are getting, box seats at concerts and ball games, and this person is getting X amount of dollars per deal, and I went, so it's really frustrating.
And it's hard because, could a title company justify that as, it's just saying thank you? I worry, not worry, but that's the other side of me, how, people can justify this. It's just our way of saying thank you to a client. Well, where is that line? How does it get drawn? And
it's pretty clear in the Title Act. I mean, in anything, so we know, and you know this as well, not only from being the title guru, but now also being a realtor, there's such a heavy concentration on the consumer. Okay. The CFPB and the IDFPR, all people who are government entities that regulate, and don't misunderstand regulate with fees and things like Indiana is, but they regulate our business to making sure that we are working within the boundaries and parameters of not hurting and harming the general public and the consumer.
Yeah.
Okay. They will never frown upon us as title agents or attorneys or realtors if we were to discount our fees so that it was a savings for the consumer. Okay.
Yes.
If we discounted our fees to the benefit of a broker, to the benefit of a loan officer or somebody else in the industry, that is perceived as a kickback.
Right.
That is perceived as you're unjustly enriching your industry professionals and industry partners versus the consumer, which is what everybody's focusing on, and that's okay. So when there's teams like us, again, small family-owned boutique title company that is playing by the book, we can't compete. I mean, I'm just going to be frank and honest to say that, no, I'm not going to send your family to Hawaii. No, we're not going to buy you tickets. We stand on our integrity of, we're going to give back. We're going to be benevolent. And that's where we try to be that differentiator in making a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly for some folks that has resonated and that has earned us some business. And I think Aimee has spoken it in different occasions to say, that's the people that we want to work with anyway.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
like-minded individuals.
Yeah, we don't want to work with those guys that are going to Hawaii. Oh, well, maybe, they're big producers. You'd be crazy not to. You're right. We would love to have that opportunity, but
but at what cost?
Right.
Not to bend what our beliefs and our.
I don't look good in stripes or orange jumpsuits.
I look great in stripes as long as they're vertical.
Well, I think the prison number can allow it to be vertical because it's fine. But
I'm kidding. But
so
horizontal makes me.
So they don't take lightly to kickbacks. Now, the real question here and the real mind-blowing piece of info is how and where. How are these detected, and how would somebody find out? How would somebody know?
Well, they're not.
And
it's very hard to.
Sadly, that answer is real because it only comes about when something goes wrong,
mm-hmm.
right?
Just like a lot of title stuff in general. It's not a problem until it's a problem.
Yeah.
Or it's not, noticed until there's an issue.
If the deal goes sideways, if somebody is disgruntled within the transaction, now all of a sudden somebody is angry, they feel scorned, they want to get back. So they're going to say, hey, I think the realtor got money from this closing because that was their client. And I think the title company paid them under the table. And now they start to look. Okay. So, the only way that this is really found out is if there's a whistleblower out there.
Correct.
So do you want to be a whistleblower and, or do you just kind of want to turn the other cheek and put your head on the pillow at night saying, this is what we're going to do. Recognize the fact that we're not going to play in that circle. That's not our forum. Let's concentrate on where there is business that are with like-minded individuals, people that we can call family and friends.
Yeah.
And recognize every day that, okay, that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be ignorant to it. Also expect to hear from maybe that new client or that new opportunity that they may say, so what's in it for me? And scary answer is great service, a great smile, and a happy client. And the weird and unsatisfying point for me with that is that's not okay. That's not enough for some people. And I, I quickly become uncomfortable to say, okay, well, you know what, in your personal lives, you're going to stay away from the takers, but in your business space, sometimes you have to deal with some of the takers because you didn't get the choice. They were kind of just forced upon you. But in your friend circle, in your kind of outside of workspace, you're not going to go seek out the people who are going to, suck the life out of you. And, we continue to try here to, solicit different people and clients and earning certain businesses. And some of them, we just kind of go, yeah, that's not, that's
okay.
Yeah.
Not everyone, you're not going to gel. You're not going to jive with every single person you meet. And you have to be okay with that.
Right. And it's, you have an intuition about people that certainly comes on strong where we've left meetings and you're going, I didn't like that. I felt awful. It was weird. And I'm going, man, I was just about to tell you how great I thought that went. It was just like, well, but
my gut doesn't lie, man. No, and I have to tell you when I'm feeling something because
it's fact.
It is unbelievable how amazing I feel sometimes when I leave meeting people and about how sometimes I'm like, no, I'm going to not try to, find life in that conversation.
And that took some learning for both of us. But I think that there, more recently, we've left conversations pretty much aligned and going, that was great. Or no, that's going to go nowhere. Let's not waste time. Yeah. So, kickbacks are out there. Be careful to you folks that are in the industry and, be cautious with, how you practice and the integrity, because not everybody has your best interest always in mind. And if you are in a space where you're looking for a change to a different title company, I mean, we're happy to entertain conversation with you guys. We're happy to share our story with you and kind of explore a little bit more about what we do and how we give back and how we make a difference. So
2 kick words today.
yeah.
Double kick.
Double kick. Today was a double kick.
Bam, bam.
How about that, huh?
Are we going to actually be able
I don't know. This will be interesting.
This is not.
Yeah,
fine.
you can keep that going, right? That's good. I like it.
That's good.
We like a little music as we kind of
As
segue, as we kind of just talk through our
lead
next
into
segue.
the next thing, which will, yeah, I'm not quite sure this is gonna. This is gonna.
Yeah, I mean, we may earn a few friends and fans because we're recognizing it and feeling the pain with them,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll add a little help to this.
I promise you, our guest is fantastic, and he will shed some very happy,
very positive
things. But right
Yeah.
now, we're going to continue on the downward spiral of what other kicks in the tushies we are getting right now.
So this is a part of the show that we like to talk about some current events and what's going on, and kind of in our pre-planning meetings and discussions. Obviously a lot of news. There's a lot of news going on in real estate and in the market and the economy. And
sadly, no good news about,
generally that's how it is.
There's
right?
not drops in interest rates yet. There's not
soon
a huge amount of inventory opening up in real estate right now.
Mhm.
It's still it's a seller's market. So if you're a seller out there, that might be some good news for you, but it's hard right now.
It is.
Like, you try to get amped. I mean, new construction is booming.
It is.
So that is another positive if you are out there looking, but like in general, I just feel like we've been in this like stagnant holding pattern for the last handful of months.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been since, December of last year. So, I mean, November of last year. And now, we're approaching that 8-9 month period here. There is some serious talk and buzz about the interest rates in the September Fed meeting being potentially, lowered, which would be, great, because maybe around that holiday time, maybe beginning of the first of the year, we will start to see some of the, loosening up of this, but we can only be optimistic. But in the meantime, let's
talk about something else craptastical.
Yeah, let's deal with Cook County and the tax bills that are out. You hear and see on the news all the oh my gosh, and what do you think, Aim?
I mean, it's real. The oh my gosh is real. I can't blame people for it. So tax bills generally come out twice a year.
That is correct.
Depending on the county that you're in, it depends on the month that it comes out. But Cook County just came out about a week ago, I want to say.
Mm-hmm. Will they do August 1st this year?
They're due August 1st.
Yeah.
They came out a couple days ago.
Yep. So you get about a month.
And mine got higher. How about yours?
Shocking. Yeah.
And like not a couple $100 cheaper. Like I'm a good $1,000 above.
A couple $100 cheaper?
Sorry, not a couple $100 up.
Okay.
Like $1,000 up.
That was your increase.
In
one installment.
In one installment. And the crazy thing is, folks, that we wanted to talk to you about is that, like, in Cook County, it's usually the first installment is 55% of your tax bill.
Last year's.
Yeah,
last year's tax bill. Correct.
Sorry. And then the second installment of last year's tax bill is 45%.
Yeah.
So generally, your first installment is higher than your second installment.
Generally, that's correct.
So
unless they're going to do an increase, but go ahead.
Okay. So an increase happened.
Yeah.
Why do increases happen on my tax bill?
It's called capitalism. We'll call it capitalism. Cook County. Yep. Cook County and capitalism.
I'm done.
So
I love my state.
What happens a lot.
I love my diddly part.
It actually doesn't happen a lot. It happens every 3 years.
3 years, yes.
So they're going to go ahead and they assess the different neighborhoods. And all that means is they look at the neighborhood and the property values, home sales, which dictate that. What have we been saying and what has the news been saying the last 18 months? Home sale prices, not home sales, home sale prices has been on the rise. And if you're watching this, Aimee just extended her arms beyond the sky. It was just a remarkable thing to see.
No, like huge increase.
that
price of real estate.
it's not that the amount of homes.
No.
It's the price, the value.
The value.
So they come in and they assess the value and they go, in Tinley Park, there have been X amount of homes and they've all sold at Y dollars, which is substantially more than what they used to. So they go ahead and assess that as a higher value. And now the tax base times that higher value equals a bigger number.
What happens if home prices don't generally plummet?
Correct. So can I answer that
I
question?
digress.
Is there a question?
No, but I guess more.
So like say that, like foreclosures, right?
Yeah.
So that is all that does is it offsets the increase.
Correct.
Right. So again, it's an average. So if in a town that maybe saw a lot of activity at the inflated price, they probably were not also experiencing the foreclosures. But back in the time when the foreclosures were common and very frequent, what all it did is it changed the variable, the multiplier of the tax rate times. Okay, well, the increase went up instead of, by 10%, it went up 6%. So it still went up.
Well, and then I'm also thinking about, maybe Harvey was one of the towns or villages or cities that got hit more with the higher taxes. I think the highest percentage increase I heard was 30%.
Right.
As of now. So could any of this have to do with, either people, the foreclosure piece, and then investors buying and flipping and selling for more?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's crazy how many different facets are connected in real estate. Like, it's not just one thing and one and done. It's like, it's COVID and the forbearances and the investors and the taxes and the
there's several factors that play in.
Right.
And when you compile all of that data, where some people are seeing an increase in their revenues, their bottom line is getting stronger, but then there's people that are suffering because they bought into these homes that just got redone, and now they're paying a super premium for those taxes because that house was just newly done.
Yeah.
There's got to be a balance at some point through this to make it equitable for all the parties involved.
Well, and then prices in general of houses have gone up because of these bidding wars and because of all this
supply and demand.
So when the market flips and it becomes a buyer's market, which it will happen at some point, it'll level out a smidgen that way too. But it's like holding your breath and just hoping to God that it doesn't affect you in a super negative way.
Right.
So,
and I'm sure our listeners ask the question, okay, then what? Like, what can we do about this? Is there any recourse, or how do we
appeal them?
Perfect. And what is that process? What does that mean? Literally, I would recommend that to anybody who is, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. What's the worst that can happen? It stays at the rate it is.
Right.
Oh, okay. You're no worse off. So in order to appeal your taxes, and it's certainly something we can help you with because we've got several attorneys that we work with, and it's always best to, leverage them to really do the muscle.
Sure.
Because you walking into the treasurer or the assessor's office and saying, I want to appeal my taxes, they're going to chew you up.
Yeah.
They're going to legal ease you to death, because what they're going to want to see is they want to see comparables to your house and a tax bill that is lower. So, example, if your tax bill is $10,000 or just went up to $10,000, if you can show your neighbor similar house, and if you can go across the street and say, okay, well, that's a similar house to mine, and theirs is $7,500. Why is mine 10?
Yeah.
So now you can show this to the assessor and say, okay, what's the difference?
What's up? Yeah.
And legitimately, they may go, okay, they're not perfect.
Right.
And they will, reduce it. And then you'll go, well, look, my taxes went down. Okay, well, that's awesome. But what they did is they went to where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yes, it's going to look like a decrease because you're not paying that anymore.
Right.
But it takes a little bit. It's not
does.
just something that's done overnight.
Correct.
But I mean, I would highly suggest that if you feel like this is way out of line, or the increase is unjust,
Massive.
you know, because again, think about it. Aimee said it earlier. There are several factors. Okay. But if you can identify some of those factors through just thinking about the neighborhood and your area and your little subdivision,
Mm-hmm.
if there's not been a lot of activity, if you know that homes are, not selling, but your taxes went up substantial, yeah, do a little homework. Take a look. But we can, and that's something that we can help you as a title company, and we can definitely point you in a direction to get you to some folks that can really work on your side to to help you save some money.
Absolutely.
And we just speak of Cook County. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So the collar counties, such as
Lake.
DuPage and Lake, at
Mhm.
least in Illinois, theirs come out and it's cut in half.
It's 50-50.
It is right. So, and it's the same every year.
Mhm.
The same meaning the same dollar amount each installment.
Correct.
Okay. So it's June and September. Or do you remember and I know each county is
different.
okay?
Yeah.
And they've really changed based on COVID.
kind
really,
of, yeah.
But whatever the tax bill was last year, they'll just divide it in half and say installment 1 will be due on this date and installment 2 will be due on this date.
Mhm.
You already know. It's not like
Right.
you have to wait for the tax bill to come out.
Nope.
Cook County is the only one that says you have to wait till it comes out. And the only reason you have to wait is because they're doing the calculation
We
and the
have
math of the
no
55%
Yes.
of what the tax bill was. And then they're going to make the decision on the second installment. Are they going to increase it? And if they are, it's going to be based on the assessed value. So, we got to wait till that comes out. So now you go, well, wait, it's 55%, but maybe the second one is also 55%. Yeah.
Mhm.
Welcome to your 10% increase of your
Right.
taxes.
Right.
What about that guy in Chicago Heights?
So that proved to be a mistake. And the producer, Ryan, that's a great question.
Uh-huh.
And I think people have some working knowledge of what that was. Ryan, do you remember the entire story? Was it like 30? It went up like 3,000%, right?
Yeah,
It was
like,
insane. It was
yeah,
over
like a
3,000%.
3,100%. And he,
Increase.
yeah. And he, I think it was like 10 or 20, maybe 30 years ago, whatever. I mean, he bought the house for like 115, 120 grand. And
Yes.
Right.
he's like, and now he's like, my property is not even close to $1 million. And none of these houses in this area are worth it. But the Cook County assessor is like, no, I think they are.
Okay. Do you remember what town he was in?
Chicago Heights.
Chicago
Okay.
Heights,
That's
I
right.
think it was.
Okay. So that using that example,
From $1,800 to over 30 grand.
right.
That's
So
crazy.
he went up 3,000% in his tax bill.
3,800%.
That's egregious. Okay. That right there, that's a clerical error. That's a mistake. That's something that you can call out. They obviously are working on this, but in the interim, he's sitting on this. Do I pay it or don't I? If the assessor has acknowledged that they're working on this, they certainly aren't going to be, assessing penalties and fines.
It was a huge mistake.
They did admit that.
They did admit
Correct.
it was a massive
Mhm.
mistake. So he
Yeah.
actually went up from 1,800 to 2,000.
Yeah. Okay. So he went up
Which is-
$200.
Which we
I mean,
can live with.
That's a windfall compared to where it was, right?
Well,
I mean,
don't even get me talking about inflation on groceries and stuff.
right. But
Yeah.
but see that, and that's the indicator though.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you used that word. Inflation is the indicator for what is really right now driving the interest rates.
Yes.
Okay. If inflation continues to happen, they're not going to lower the interest rates, because think about it. The economy is doing okay. Why
Well,
would I lower the interest rates?
But how? This could be a whole nother episode.
And it will be.
I will stop talking about this in a second. I was on Facebook and a lady, she went back in her old Walmart app.
Yeah.
And, saw that she bought what did she say? 90 things for $70 or 70, maybe 70 things for $90.
In the 1950s?
No, it like 7 years ago. And she put
Okay.
the same stuff in her cart again and
Mhm.
it was over $160. So like,
So it almost doubled.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'd like to, that is a discussion that I'd love to have. That's inflation. That's what's,
but how are we living like this?
well, again,
That was a rhetorical. You don't
Understand,
have to answer it. But just
understand.
like,
but I think that several things are driving that.
okay,
Right.
so that means minimum wage has to get increased to about $40 now if inflation is going up by 100%.
Okay, well, this is where we're going to disagree.
But how?
Is
That's my thing. It's how.
yeah.
I'm just trying to like wrap my mind around what makes sense when it's
But we did see the minimum wage go up in certain areas, but then now all those McDonald's and all those places, they're out of business now because hey, we got our $20 or $25 an hour, but no one's coming here to eat, to shop because everything's expensive. And now it's like you got what you want, but now you have no job.
Right. And that's the consequence to some of these radical changes that sometimes get made. And you know, folks that are out there listening, I mean, please, you know, comment, you know, love to hear your input to your thoughts on this. This could be certainly something that we'd love to discuss. This would be something that we would love to jump on and hear kind of your opinions, and maybe even get your input to future segments of things that you guys would like to talk about. Because I'm definitely trying and interested in trying to get a somebody that is in the financial space who could speak a little bit more to the economics around what is driving a lot of things to you know, answering Amy's
somebody
questions.
help me.
The, you know, the interest rates, I think we have a pretty good, you know, pulse on what's driving that. But the, you know, what's driving inflation, I think I can have some thoughts and conversation on that.
But and the hard thing is, like, you have to survive, right?
Yeah. Like survival is part of this.
Like as far as like inflation and all that, like you have to eat, you have to put gas in your car,
right?
You have to pay your bills and stuff. So it's just like,
I think they want us to be reliant on the government. I feel sometimes.
It's like the
true or not, I don't know. But
like the economy is doing fine because what are you going to do? Stop eating and stop driving and just boicout life?
You know, you're going to see.
I'm going down this rabbit hole of weirdness right now.
And that's
I apologize.
That's what's awesome. That's what this does. This does some really good thought things to future conversations. But I think both you guys, Ryan and Amy, I think, you know, being in the younger generation, to understanding the importance of what's happening in November with an election, and the importance of forget about the candidates, forget about the parties, forget about there's so much that matters in the decision-making process. And, you know, don't want to make this political, and I'm certainly not going to try to influence,
and I'm not trying to do that.
But the importance of as November gets closer, get ready. There's going to be a lot more changes that don't make sense, or that happen, that will legitimately make you kind of go, huh? But the reasons behind that are for the elective party to show, well, look, see what I did, and look at the impact that it made in such a short period of time. But it's smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
And it's not reality. So,
and I will be the first to, I'm not anti-America. I'm not anti-Illinois. Somebody put a dummies guide for politics in Illinois together for me that I can bullet it out and understand and read it. You know what I mean? Because like, I hate to get, like you said, the smoke and mirrors. And I hate to judge one versus the other when I don't know everything. So somebody out there, if you have a dummies guide to what's happening in Illinois right now, shoot it my way. And I would love to read it and talk about it, because got to help a 35-year-old out trying to figure out life.
Yeah, it's out there. It's real. You know, what are the two books we're going to write? We're going to write the Title for Dummies. And I thought there was another one that
I can't tell anybody that, they'll steal my idea.
Oh, okay. Just tell me off the air.
Wow.
All right. So what we're going to do here is
go into something happy,
something positive, and I think it's something happy. And I'm going to just open this whole thing up with, you know, this guy is dynamic and somebody that has really I've been proud of, you know, watching and mentoring, and to see where he's at and what he's doing. So
he is kicking tushy and taking names.
Love it, and super proud, and looking forward to having a great conversation with our good friend Rich Tokarz. Well, everybody, we get to that time of our show that we bring on guests, and this guest is somebody who is very near and dear to me, and I am super proud of, and I've watched his growth in this new industry and taking on these new endeavors. I am super excited to every time we talk to him, and as Aimee alluded to earlier, always a breath of fresh air and super positive. He's doing some really great and amazing things, and I can't be more proud, and I'm so honored to call him brother-in-law as well as
Realtor
friend. And
is that a thing?
Yeah, realtor-in-law. No, no, it's all real. So without any further ado, let me introduce to you from Heroes Realty, Mr. Rich Tokarz. Rich, thank you for being here today. We absolutely appreciate you and your smile and your positivity every time we get to chat with you. Aimee often says that everybody in their office needs a Ryan, and everybody that is looking for a great client with positivity would need a Rich.
Yes.
Right?
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a realtor-in-law. I mean, I'm okay with that.
So thanks for taking some time. I know this is a crazy busy week for you, and we'll get to that, but take a moment to introduce yourself to our listeners and tell them a little bit about you and all the things that you do.
Sure. I laugh because I do so many events and all these other things for the Heroes, and like others, when it's time to talk about me or talk about myself, I'm like, oh, that's the hardest part a lot of times. But I digress. I'm Rich Tokarz, local hero realtor, servicing all of northern Indiana. And I run a nonprofit, Heroes Helping Heroes, which is all about supporting our community heroes. So you'll learn more about that as we dive into these topics.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I feel like your entry into real estate, it's just been like a snowball that keeps gathering momentum as you're like, as you continue on this path. And it's so cool to be able to have watched that from like, the first deal that you ever closed and did to like what you are doing for your community now. And it's so fantastic to be a part of it and to be able to have a front row seat watching all the amazing things that you're doing.
Thank you. It's a great analogy. I feel like it's that snowball that was easy to stay. I'm running on top of that snowball. If you can imagine. It's getting bigger and bigger and faster, and I'm just trying to stay on that snowball.
Yeah. Well, you are staying on. You are making it look easy.
Well, you're actually you're running on that wheel that is that little hamster, and you're chasing the cheese that you'll never find. But
so he is going to find cheese.
No, he's
if
never.
Someone finds cheese, he will make.
That's the
cheese.
drive and motivation. Like Rich and I are very similar in that you dangle something in front of us, or you challenge us, or you say you can't do something. There's a really, really good chance that we're gonna give it whatever we have to exhaust every opportunity. And to that point, you left corporate America a handful of years ago. What has it been? 4 now?
5?
4? 2019.
Okay. Yeah. So 5 years ago, you left corporate America and decided to become a realtor, not knowing, at all what you know now. And, talk about like just that a little bit to kind of, build up the audience to kind of where you started and how you got to where you are now.
Okay. Yes. So I was a retail manager for 15 years and super blessed. I met some amazing people during that time. I developed some great skills running multi-million-dollar stores. But I was restricted being in under that corporate umbrella. I couldn't do everything I wanted to do and have that freedom. That was one of the biggest pushes for me to go out and be an entrepreneur, do things on my own, and really be able to expand and give back the way I wanted to. I am a veteran, and even through retail, I was able to do a veterans program where I helped train and develop our vets that are just recently exited from the military. And I train them on how to interview, how to bring their skills that they learned while they were in active duty over to the civilian side and really blossom and show the value you have for our communities. So I was part of that onboarding. I got a lot of veterans jobs. So there were a few things I was able to do through the company, but I wanted to do more and I couldn't. So I transitioned into real estate, something that I had been involved with a couple, going for a couple of years before that. And it was something that I fell in love with in terms of engagement and the excitement of it every day. And on the other side, it gave me the freedom to really, like I said, do what I wanted to do with that company and mold it the way I seen that it could fit our community, aid our community, and I had no restrictions. I had a lot of responsibility, but no restrictions.
That's a great story, and
Yeah, I
really
didn't know that. That's cool.
that is such a brief little summary.
Yeah.
There is so much more around that if we had more time we can dive into, and I know we're going to have him back to kind of further discuss and elaborate on things, because there's always things that he's doing. There's always new endeavors and opportunities, and it's just so, like I said, it's so fun to watch, and it's so fun to support and be a part of it and work alongside. And I'm super proud, and it's just excited about all the things you do. How did this kind of evolve from becoming a realtor,
Yeah.
and then turning it into now what is Heroes Realty? Because when you started, you were working with a couple different organizations, but now you've kind of built it out to where it's now Heroes Realty.
Sure. Yeah. When I got licensed, and immediately I heard about a program called Homes for Heroes, and it was established. It's a 501c3 established after 9/11 as a way to give back to our community heroes, which are our first responders, our healthcare workers, our educators, and our veterans. Made sense for what I was doing. And through the program, I give back 25% of my pay to that hero I serve when I close a home, whether it's on the list side or buy side. So quickly joined that program. Within the first couple months of being a real estate agent, I closed my first hero deal and gave them a check. And the feeling that I got from that, and I was honored to present that check and give 25% of my pay, because I know what they do for us. And it was quickly, like I said, I love what I do. I quickly got addicted to giving back to those heroes. That's Heroes Realty evolved from there, because as I kept growing as a realtor and developing the business with my partner, Christina, she's on board with the Heroes too. It just, like you said, it was a snowball effect that kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger, to giving back to the heroes. I'm happy to say it's been less than 4 years since I joined that program. It's been like 3.5 years. So I have serviced 56 heroes now. I am just over $90,000 given back in awards. I have a couple pending. So in the next, I'm super excited. In the next 30 days, I'll hit my $100,000 given back to our
Congratulations,
heroes. No taxes. They don't pay taxes. It's an award. It's a check. Thanks, Ryan. It's an award. It's for them to do whatever they want with, as a celebration, as a thank you for your service to our community.
What a great program, right? I mean, okay. So Amy's emotional, and she kind of warned us about that at the onset, and again, it's real, and anytime you guys see or hear Aimee cry here live, that it is actually touched, and it is real, and it's something that
we need more rich.
Exactly. I mean,
in the world.
There needs to be more people that, we've talked about it numerous times ourselves. It's about something bigger than us.
Yeah.
And you're certainly exemplifying what that is. And that really transitions well into kind of, what we really want to talk about here is this tremendous event that you're putting on this weekend. And we're excited to be a part of it with you, but go ahead, let's promote this. Let's talk this thing up for a little bit. I think that people need to hear this, and they need to be part of this.
Yes. And before I jump into that, I want to say thank you so much for saying there needs to be more riches, but Rich can only do this because I'm surrounded by you guys and some of the most amazing people that get this done. Like, there's no way I could do this on my own. I have a group of a support system who believes in what we're doing. And it just, everybody makes it happen. It's magic. It really is.
Yeah.
I want to go back to, it was just about 3 years ago. It was shortly after I joined Homes for Heroes and my real estate journey started. I sat down with you guys and I told you, like, it's on film, it's on record. We're giving back $1 million to these heroes. We're just getting started. We're going to get that goal. And I'm going to be, I'll be on another one of your shows as soon as we hit that number, and let's celebrate as we hit all these milestones together.
No doubt. No doubt. I think it's definitely a worthy thing to follow. I mean, I think if, we're at the $100,000 mark, I think we at $250,000, at $500,000, at $750,000, I think we just continue to, celebrate that and really send that message, get that message out there, because to your point, it can be done with more involvement and more, knowledge that this is out there. It's just, there's so many folks that don't get it, like you said, but you've surrounded yourself with people who are buying into that mission. And we found that through what we do in our benevolence, that, not everybody aligns with this, and that's okay. But those that do are the ones that really help you, springboard into the accomplishments that you've achieved. And it's fantastic. It really is.
Yeah, so Heroes Helping Heroes is a 501c3 that was created as because of our heroes. So as I would close these heroes transactions and give them their check, the mindset and the behaviors of these heroes, it's beautiful. They're like, Rich, what can I do for you? It's always that selfless, giving, loyal, take charge kind of individual that has become a hero in life. So they're, in turn, when I give them this award, they're like, I just can't sit here and accept this. What can I do for you? How can I give back? How can I support you? So that's where Heroes Helping Heroes came along, because I was limited on how I could have them give back to the community like they wanted to. So last February, we had our first event. It was a Love Our Heroes Day, and you guys co-hosted that one. And I'm like, okay, we'll have a couple little drinks, a little bit of food for heroes. And the support from the community, the attendance was overwhelming, way more than we ever thought was going to be there. So we knew that that's something that the community and the heroes wanted. We're now in our second year of the nonprofit. We've thrown multiple events. We are over $10,000 given back last year. And then this year we're looking to grow that. You guys good? We're good?
Sorry, we were making sure
Just a
we
little
covered
sidebar.
covering all the topics that we wanted to cover with
okay.
you, and
It's
making
all
sure that
you keep going.
we hear everything you want to say.
Okay. I want to make sure we still had signal on that. So thank you guys. But last year through the nonprofit, we did multiple events. We did the barbecue. We did a Heroes Holiday. We did a Adopt a Tot toy drive. We did Love Our Heroes Day. So we ended up giving back through those events over $10,000 to local community groups that support our heroes. We understand we can't do it all ourselves. So we raise money and we give back and we celebrate our heroes at the same time. So go ahead.
And that's completely separate from what you do with Homes for Heroes.
Correct. This is on top of it. Yes.
It's just insane to put in my brain everything that all of the wheels that are working at the same time that you're keeping on track with your team. It's impressive. It's insane.
Well, thanks. It keeps me up at night and wakes me up bright and early in the morning.
Oh, I'm sure it does. I
can't relate. No idea what you're talking about.
Right. Exactly. So we knocked that out. We did our Adopt a Tot toy drive, and it was our first year doing that, where we supported all the foster children in northern Indiana through SAFE. And we raised $30,000 worth of gifts for these kids. The community once again responded so well. When we got the opportunity to get a few lists, we were like, okay, let's do this. We'll take care of as many of these kids as we want. And something that really struck our hearts were on the list, they put luggage. So the foster children, they don't like to go house to house with a grocery bag. They want nicer luggage. And we're like, okay, that's all the motivation we need. Yeah. So we're taking care of these kids. So we said, give us all the lists. We said, all of them. It was a stack of lists. Give us all of them. We got that. So yeah, we went and created Amazon wish lists. Yep. And started spreading that out through the community, which was just a brilliant idea from Jill Brotan and Christina Gunlock, because this created a system where people can just go online, they order it, it comes to our holding facility, and then we have it marked as a certain number for a certain child. So that's how we were so successful doing that. And we really re-impacted, I couldn't tell you, countless families through that program, and Heroes helping Heroes with it. So that ended last year's kind of like triumph and rolled over. Everything we did was just so good and impactful for the community that we came into this second year of the organization even stronger. We already did our Love Our Heroes Day, celebrating the heroes, had a great event there, great turnout celebrating. We have our Heroes Barbecue, which we'll get into details in a minute. That's coming up this Saturday. I'm super excited about lunch with a vet. So we're getting closer to Veterans Day. We're getting a bunch of tables with a lunch, but the lunch is going to be MREs. They're the food rations, the 25-year rations that we get. So each person in the table is going to get one of those. They're going to have a veteran, an honored veteran, sit at the table. The veteran's going to teach them about the MREs and tell stories about their military experience and the things we do with those MREs and trading and bartering with them. And there's a lot of good stories. And then the MREs, they're not great. They're 25-year like meals. So we're going to have a bakehouse. My sister's bakery is going to do a really nice dessert spread, and we're going to have very delicious dessert for everybody there. We also have Heroes Holiday about that time, celebrating for the Christmas and Thanksgiving holiday. And then we'll wrap up with the Adopt-A-Tot again this year at the end.
Nice.
That's it?
Yeah, nothing really going on.
Good God, man.
If you listeners are just joining and just tuning in here, we are, we have the pleasure to be speaking with Rich Tokarz, who is the one of the principals at Heroes Realty, and bringing real estate to a totally another level. And really, it's so less about real estate and more about what the mission is behind it and helping heroes. So let's talk about your event, man.
I heard barbecue.
Let's get to this.
I heard Heroes Barbecue. Let's talk about
it. This is the second annual, right?
Yep, second annual.
All right, man. Let's do it.
Heroes Barbecue. It is this Saturday, the 13th. It's at the local 150. The address there for you guys is 2310 West 84th Place in Maryville. It's going to be between noon and 4. All our heroes for all our events are free. So once again, it's our first responders, police, fire, EMTs, healthcare providers, educators, veterans. You guys all come no charge. We never, ever will charge for our heroes because this event is celebrating what you do for our community. All other tickets are $15. Those go straight towards it's the nonprofit, so it goes towards our benefactor for the event. I'll get into that in a minute. But at this event, we are going to have a petting zoo. We have a deluxe bounce house, Munster Police Department's doing a canine demonstration. We have the DJ. We have bags there. Inspired, you guys are putting on a car show for us, hosting the Heroes Hot Rods Car Show. We have vendors inside that are going to be selling goods. We have ice cream trucks. I'm sure we have things that I didn't even mention because I forgot. It's a huge celebration this Saturday.
Where's the Dunk Rich tank? Where's that going to be held?
We no dunk tank yet. That's been on our list to do. And next year we're already talking to some bands. We are going to do the barbecue like 12 to 4, and then we're going to do a band at night. So
nice.
It will be expanding and growing as we're able to naturally grow this celebration.
Nice.
As we learn the tips and tricks and best ways to grow these events.
This is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
do I actually have to like help, or can I just party?
Party.
I mean, you can party and help.
Energy will be help. People love it. You're running around smiling and the bounce house and running. Yeah.
Are adults allowed in the bounce house?
As long as there's no kids under,
Okay, I'll make sure I keep my eyeballs open for when it clears out, and then I'll be in there.
Only the responsible ones. So
good. Maybe you're out.
Responsible adult that will jump in a bounce house.
Anybody inspired is out. It requires responsibility. No. Put me down for no.
With these events, we always, like I said, we always give the funds back to local community supporter. So these funds are going to Fairhaven. They are a women's crisis or a crisis center. And we're excited to say we have raised enough funds already. We're giving them at least $10,000. We'll be presenting them at the event, and we're looking to push that higher. If we have good attendance, and this is why I'm shouting out now, have everybody come out. We want to push that higher, and we want to give them more.
Absolutely. It's pretty great.
I'm wordless.
You're wordless.
I'm at a loss for words.
Paralyzed and speechless over there, huh?
One thing I will say is listening to you talk, though, how you are so humble, and you give kudos to everybody around you before you acknowledge your hard work. So I want to be just a person to say that, like, just from near and far, you work your tushy off more than anybody. Well, almost more, as much as people that I surround myself with. So I'm taking a moment to give you kudos because you always give it to everybody else first.
Well, I appreciate that.
That's our crack producer right there, right on the spot.
It's one of those things that when you're passionate about it, when you have that fire, it's going to be successful. It's going to be good. Anything, I'm a big mindset guy too. So anything that you have that drive and that fire and that dedication to, you're going to do well at. And I'm happy that this has truly been my calling, and I found it, and I'm able to impact individuals around me because of it. A lot of us, we don't find our true calling, and you could tell because you're like, I got to do this today, or they're not, and I feel bad for them because I kind of reflect on how I feel every day and excited and ready to go get it every single day of my life. So I do truly feel blessed that I was given this opportunity in life.
So true. So true. I mean,
I can't top anything that
we're certainly, happy to be a part of it, and certainly putting you and Heroes Realty and Heroes Helping Heroes as part of one of the charitable organizations that we're kind of connected to and affiliated with, and it certainly makes it just easier to connect and just support, because it is such a great cause. And I think there's so many more people that need to hear this, and there's so many more people that need to understand that it's a means to an end. And like you said, it's cool to say that you found your calling, and you've really kind of expanded on that, and you have no idea what the future holds and what it could and will do. It's just exciting to know that it is going to do something big, because look how it started and look where it's at now. I mean, it's just a snowball going down the hill is going to get bigger. It's just natural. So what do you got for him, kid, before we wrap
he kind of told us about his plans for tomorrow. I mean,
you can ask him for the 2025.
I don't
trust
like
me. He's thought about it. Oh, trust me. He's thought about it.
Okay. So you told us what Heroes are doing throughout the rest of 2024. So
yes.
Looking towards 2025, What's going on? What are you thinking?
So there's
Look at him smiling. Look at him.
I know, I'm excited. Like I'm always
to tee this up. It's not going to be a problem.
So there's two things with that. The one is easy. I always add a 0 to everything. So if we're going to be if we started giving away, 1,000 or 2,500, this year is 10,000. I am excited about growing this to where I'm able to give through the charity, through everybody who supports us, hand over a check to somebody for $100,000. Add a 0. Add a 0. And even if you fall short of that, and this is a mindset rule. So if you're looking to give $100,000 and you fall very short and you give $40,000 to somebody to help out our community, that's a great day. There's nothing wrong with missing that goal.
Absolutely.
So that's the first piece. I want to continue to see this grow exponentially. But the way this is going to happen, and this is what I got so excited about, I want to see and coach other hero groups like what I'm doing here in Northwest Indiana. I want to find others like me who want to push and impact their community like this. And then I'm going to give them the blueprint I used here and coach and guide them to do it in their community and do it over there in other states. And again, I'm so limited here, but if I spend some of my time coaching and they spend their energy on it, man, this can... that's the smile. That was the excitement.
No, for sure.
That this is really something I know is amazing in this area, genuine, and everybody wants it. I know the rest of the nation can really benefit from this. So Heroes teams around the country is going to be in the future, and 2025, hopefully we'll have a couple of them popping up.
And really at a 0 pace in 3 years, he's giving $100 million away.
Let's go.
$100 million.
Well, if it's not just him, if it's people across the country doing it.
Yeah. Right. I mean, it's exponential, and it's teach a fisherman to fish type attitude. It really is. And, we've spoken so many times about, the word blueprint. When he says that, it just resonates so many different conversations that we've had about this, because I think people fail to realize that the blueprint for many of the successful activities is in place. It's just you're choosing to change it or alter it or muddy it up instead of following it to be successful at, your journey. And it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful being that's one of the best parts of America. It doesn't matter. You can follow blueprint and be super successful and impactful, no matter who you are, where you are, in anything that you have been given in life. You could turn that around and be super successful in America. You're not limited. Nobody is out here. And I love that.
No, we're proud to watch what you're doing. We're excited for you and all the things that are going well for you. It's super fun to watch and hear, and obviously I get a front row seat to it. But realistically, this event is Saturday, noon to 4. Certainly get out there. If you don't have anything to do with this Saturday, come on out and be part of something great and show your support. And there's so many things going on in this event. I can't even begin to tell you, but nonetheless, last year's event was great, and it happened in the middle of the rain, and it was still well attended and successful. This year, the weather is looking positive, and Aimee has blessed it with her positivity. So it will be a bright and sunshiny day. So I can only imagine how the attendance will be for this. And based on his enthusiasm and the support and work that he's had with his group and his team, they've marketed this and pushed this out there well. Raffle prizes galore. There's all kinds of different things for the kids to do. The car show is going to be out there. There's some surprises I'm sure that are going to happen. Like Rich said, he couldn't possibly mention all the things
I
because
saw something about princesses coming.
Oh, there's probably princesses. There's going to be unicorns. I'm sure there'll be rainbows.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just,
and then we'll be sure that we take that, that informational flyer that you guys put out and share it on Inspired's page again.
Absolutely.
So that people can easily access that to get tickets and get the information on, exact location. I know you gave it to us before, but location, times, all that fun stuff to make sure anyone can find it.
Absolutely. So in closing, is there anything that you want to leave the guests
anything
with?
Else?
Anything else that you want to, kind of share, and any, inspiring final words for our audience?
I would like to, again, like you guys said, just thank everybody around me. I'm so blessed to have amazing people, and I am always looking for more. If anybody listening, if this strikes a chord, and whether you're in real estate or not, or you're looking to volunteer, anything, please connect with me. And I would love to work with you and help impact more of our community heroes.
Rich, it's been a pleasure having you on, as always. I love doing this with you. I love hearing the story. I can listen to it for hours and days. But unfortunately, we don't have that because you have a job, but we have a job. We need to kind of, get back in and help the community and keep doing the things that we all do. And thank you for taking just some time out of your day to promote this and share with our audience the great things that you're doing and your team is doing. And keep it up, my man. And we're super proud of you.
Thank you so much for the spotlight. Thank you guys for being a huge supporter. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rich.
Yeah. Take care, man. We'll talk to you soon. I don't know. I just get absolutely, the time just goes by. I don't know what to say.
And he's got this fire inside him that, and like you said, since 2019, I haven't seen that fire flicker at any point.
Right.
If anything, this little baby candle has grown into this giant, massive candle that has grown into
it's a huge flame,
freaking fire. So it's very cool to see. I
remember when he started it, and I watched this whole thing blossom into where it is now, and it's just, man, I really wish other people can experience and feel some of what he's feeling and experiencing, because it is truly, it's irreplaceable, and it's indescribable. So thanks again for taking some time and talking with us here today. So we're going to move on, though.
Yeah, we are.
All righty. This is going to be a really great weekend, I think. Don't you?
I told you we had good things now. Just a couple minutes of not so great things. But yes, this weekend is going to be fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, we got good weather scheduled. We got an absolutely amazing event with a lot of things happening. So we're excited to be part of it. We're excited to be sponsoring it, and looking forward to that. So let's pop into what is become your favorite segment.
No, we just did my favorite segment.
Oh man, I always miss this.
And then we just end with everything's my favorite segment.
Such an idiot.
But yes, our we're gonna let you guys go soon. I promise. We're just gonna do a quick little. What do we have going on?
Nothing.
In the Inspired Title Gives Back portion, nothing meaning our golf outing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not
small.
It's
that's a stress laugh, everybody. That is Amy's stress laugh. That means we've got a couple weeks.
Yeah, we're about two weeks and 2 days out. But who's counting?
Nobody.
You. So yes, this is kind of the last call for anybody that's interested in sponsoring. I think we have one hole available left for sponsoring.
Yeah.
So if you are out there, hurry up and grab up the last hole before they're all gone. We are still actively collecting donations until the end of this week. And we will take golfers still for another week or so. So please, if you have a foursome or a one-some or a twosome and you want to come out and golf to support the 5th annual golf outing to celebrate the life of Tim Garvin Jr., this is your call and your opportunity to be a part of something fantastic.
July 27th,
Glenwoody,
1 p.m.
Shotgun start.
We'll be there.
So will I.
Looking forward to it.
Every day.
That's going to be great.
Stop it.
Okay. We're done.
You're not getting the last word.
I knew that fact was going to be happening. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you guys for participating with us and tuning in and really giving us your ear to share this podcast with. And we're thankful for each and every one of you guys. So please like and share and do all the great things with this to get this message out, to help us spread the word of the great team here at Inspired Title. I'm proud of them each and every day, and they're doing great things. Fire it, Ryan. That's a good thing.
That's
Aimee,
it for
you want to let
this
these
week's
folks get
edition
out of here?
of The Closing Table. Be sure to head over to our podcast.
Ladies and
page on
gentlemen, my name is
Spotify
Drew
for
from
more
Inspired
episodes.
Title.
And my name is Aimee from Inspired Title.
We'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Follow the team
Until
on
then,
Facebook,
take care.
Instagram, and LinkedIn. Join us again next time, everybody, and thanks for listening.